Ryan Wilson. I'm Eric Casillas. All right, B-Mac. Giants didn't get it done. Seemed like a long time ago. They're up in Seattle, beat Seattle. Everybody's already crowning them division champions. Meanwhile, Cleveland responds off what happened Monday night to Baltimore, and they get a primetime win. Is this game more about Cleveland getting it done or more about the Giants not getting it done?
This is more about Cleveland getting it done. Right now, they're a playoff caliber team, and we believe they will get into the tournament, barring anything crazy happening. So just being able to get over that heartbreaking loss to a divisional foe this past Monday night was very, very impressive for me. That was something that I wanted to monitor watching this ball game, seeing if they got over that loss, being able to focus on the current task, which was the New York Giants, a team, when you look at the talent-wise, personnel-wise, they don't match up with the Cleveland Browns. And I saw a team that was dialed in, EK. I saw a team that was focused. I saw a team that continued to exemplify who they are as a ball club, especially on the offensive end and establishing the line of scrimmage. And Baker Mayfield, once again, playing pretty good football. As an individual, he took what was given to him. He protected the football. He's played smart football. And his offensive line, their offensive line continues to improve based on what they've been able to do the entire season and making life easy for Baker Mayfield. They did not run the football as well as many thought they would going into the night's ball game. But offensively, when it came to throwing the football, they did a real good job in making sure they protected their quarterback.
B-Mac, you're onto something when you say that the Browns didn't run the football as well as maybe we expected to, because that's how that offense works. Historically, this season, as we go and look back, it's been lean on the running game and let Baker do the things that are inside the confines of that offense. It didn't happen on Sunday night against the Giants. The Giants, one of the few things they did okay on defense was slow up the running game, but Baker didn't miss a beat. He threw the ball early, he threw the ball often, he threw it accurately, and the Giants had no answers. They didn't pressure Baker at all. They had one sack. The rest of the night, he was standing in the pocket with all day to throw and just wearing out a secondary with missing key player James Bradberry. So this is great news for the Browns. Now, are they going to face a team like the Giants No, they're not going to face the Giants in the playoffs or a team of that caliber. They're going to face a good defense, but this builds confidence for Baker Mayfield, and that's what you need to do at this point in the proceedings as you build up to playing January football. You should feel as good as you possibly could feel as a Browns fan, given how these last few weeks have played out, even including that loss last week against the Ravens, where the Browns still scored 42 points.
All right, B-Mac, this was kind of a boring game. I'm going to ask you the question that's the unpopular question that you got to answer here if you're really looking at what happened. Has Odell Beckham Jr.'s injury actually accelerated Cleveland's path to success? They committed to the run, and they didn't force him the ball. You look, Baker Mayfield had 27 completions and 5 incompletions. When he had Odell on the field, his completion rate, especially when throwing, an efficiency rate, especially when throwing Odell, was basically half of what it was. Can you say with a straight face, Cleveland has accelerated and is where they are, and they may not be there had they had to deal with and feed Odell?
Well, I think it's more so about the quarterback. I think when you have a guy like Odell Beckham Jr. in your lineup, especially if you're a young quarterback in Baker Mayfield, you're probably going to press the issue in trying to get him the football. But one thing I can say, before the injury to Odell Beckham Jr., we understood and knew who the Cleveland Browns were as an offense. They had an offensive identity, which was running the football. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, they were running the ball well when Odell was in the lineup. But when you look at the individual numbers you talked about, the completion percentage, yeah, it has gone up without Odell, because I think Baker is now starting to rely on his other pass catchers. When you have a superstar-like player that plays the wide receiver position and you're a young quarterback, you're going to look for him almost every passing play because he is that type of talent, and you know he is a difference maker. But that also may call upon you to throw the football to him when he's not open, may force the issue to him just because he is in the lineup. I think this has been a growing experience for Baker Mayfield, most importantly as a passer, understanding just because you have a quality, sound, established, explosive wide receiver on your team, that does not mean you need to look at him every pass and play. And this could be a blessing in disguise, because whenever Odell is back in the uniform next year, maybe we might see the best that Baker has to offer based on the growth that he has shown without OBJ in the lineup.
And maybe he can say, if Odell is, speaking up, hey, we've done it without you. Like, you got to fit into us, not the other way around now. And all I'll point out is, His last 16 games that he played with the Giants, they were 4-12. The last 16 games where he was injured when he was in Giants, their property, they were also 4-12. They weren't any worse. And since he's come to Cleveland, their winning percentage is higher when he doesn't suit up than when he does. You make of that what you want. Those are facts, and they are not in dispute. Now, let's talk about the NFC East with the Giants. B-Mac, if I gave you any two of the four teams and you gave me the other two, which two would you take and why?
Oh, this is a tough one. The team that I would take would be Philadelphia. And the reason why is because they have the best quarterback in the division right now in only 2 starts. Jalen Hurts probably is the best quarterback in the division right now. And he gives them more than a fighting chance. And because you have Jalen Hurts, who is starting to really develop and show that he can control and orchestrate this offense, defensively, they're going to come along. They're going to have opportunities to make plays. They played against a talented quarterback in Kyler Murray, and they went toe-to-toe defensively. They just didn't make that one extra play they needed to make. But you look at what they have on their schedule, Philadelphia, that is, you have Dallas, right? So basically the winner of that ball game will eliminate the loser. And then you have Washington. And right now, because of the inconsistent play at the quarterback position without Alex Smith in the lineup, I would take Philly over Washington right now. And they might not have the ideal playoff record, but EK, if Philly can get into the tournament and host a home playoff game, granted, the link won't be the same because of, fans not being in the building, but just having that home atmosphere means something in postseason play. That could be a team that could really, rattle a few things when it comes to the NFC picture in the playoff, during playoff time.
As weird as it sounds, Philly wins the division if they win their last 2. If the Giants lose to Baltimore, which you would think is going to happen, and if Carolina beats football team next week, that's all they need. Win your 2, Baltimore win over the Giants, and Carolina beats football team, you would be right. Who's your team? You get which 2 you taking, which 2 you giving me?
It's funny. Earlier today, EK, we were talking about this, and I tried to talk myself into the Cowboys. This was before the Eagles game ended, and B-Mac makes a compelling case, and it starts with Jalen Hurts. That was a moral victory in Arizona. They lost that football game, the Eagles did, but they came out of it feeling we have a quarterback. That feeling they did not have at any point prior to Jalen Hurts coming into this game, coming in to start for them 2 weeks ago. So Carson Wentz isn't the guy. Jalen Hurts is the guy. Not only can he throw the ball, which the questions were coming into the season, if he could do that consistently, he can run the ball, and he will run over you. So now they have 2 running backs with Miles Sanders healthy there as well. So I like the Eagles, and I'm going to take football team. Football team has the best record right now, and the Eagles have the most momentum, I feel like, given that their quarterback situation seems to be close to being solved, and B-Mac's exactly right. The defense is getting better and better. They're not great, but they're finding ways to do it, and I think one slip up by one of the other teams, football team in Dallas, that opens the door for the Eagles.
I'm going to take football team. If they win at home next week against Carolina, they don't need really anything else.
Yeah.
They're going to win the division. So I think they're going to win at home against Carolina. So even if Philly wins their last 2, and even if Dallas wins their last 2, if the Giants don't beat Baltimore, and they're not beating Baltimore next week, then all Washington has to do is beat at home Carolina, and they will win the tiebreak and that's going to be it.
2 words. Dwayne Haskins. You feel okay with that?
Yes, at home Carolina. Yes.
Okay.
Carolina Panthers. That's right. That's why I'm picking Washington. I'll pick football team to win the division. Well done, gentlemen. Excellent job. Appreciate that. All right, you want more? We have more. Pick 6 podcast. That's Ryan, rest of our gang, getting it done. And all things covered. Patrick Peterson, Bryant McFadden. That's it. You download, you subscribe, you enjoy.